Neato. This is Journey Untitled Mystery Podcast. Your mystery guest for the day is Mr. Jaden Lutz, or Jay Lutz, as I like to call him. I'm your host, as always, Liam Fleming. Buddy guy, how are you doing?
Hanging in there.
Oh, dude, that is all we can ask for.
Yeah.
These days, isn't it?
Yeah, hanging in there, but making the most of what I can. Really enjoying. Now that the 3 times a week that there's like an ounce of sunshine, I can go outside and like see somebody do something.
It's gonna be. And here's the best part about that statement is that regardless of when we film this, that is probably going to be true until July.
Yeah, true.
Awful. Vancouver weather, the worst. Well, not the worst. It's really inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't really plan on it being XYZ at any point because it's just flip-flop, flip-flop.
Yeah, and it'll be like there was a point where I was in a voice call with a buddy of mine, and he was talking in a Discord call, and I heard his dad from upstairs like, "Yo, it's hailing." And I'm like, "What? Is hailing at your house?" He runs out. It's like, it is actually hailing.
This is in the Lower Mainland here.
This is in Lower Mainland. It's like fully a sunshiny day in White Rock.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, this is the worst.
How?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Anyways, no, but dude, I'm just excited to like see people again and like
absolutely.
For the sun not to go down at like 4 p.m. like let's get back into being able to see some friends.
Hot summer nights.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
Top Gun would say
safely skateboard in the London Drugs parking lot. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So won't skin my knee next time, but
yeah,
man. No, it's good.
I'm excited for skate parks to reopen, just so we don't have to actually go to a parking lot.
That's true. I mean,
I'll sometime on lunch break I'll skate around the church parking lot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but it's been recently a bit too chilly for that.
Very fair. Very cool.
Jay Lutz. Many of you, or many people probably know you better by your work than your face. At youth, at least.
At youth.
At youth, at least, yeah. Just going to turn myself up a little bit there. You're the mastermind behind lots of the last few fall camp highlight videos.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What first got you into doing video?
I loved watching video, especially summer camp highlights. I went to Stillwood for several years.
Totally.
I went to Camp Barnabas, which is a family camp on the coast.
Right.
And there was always a recap video during the week or whatever. And I loved those, especially like Stillwood, where each day they would cut another like 15 seconds. And we all were just like, oh my goodness, I need to see it.
I made it in the cut,
I'm in there. So I loved seeing that. And then in high school in grade 12, I had the opportunity to take a film class. And so I did that, and I also was in leadership class, and my leadership portfolio was photo and video for my grad class, kind of, or for the high school.
Oh, rad.
And so I would put together little recaps of sports games or the fall dance. And I just really kicked
the fall dance.
Yes. It wasn't allowed to be called a fall dance because Christian school, but whatever.
Narrator, Liam did not like fall dance. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, and so I love that. In the film class, like I just felt a passion for it in that film class. It was by far the class that I put the most effort into in my 12th grade year.
Totally.
And then from there, just sort of generally being media minded, that's where I wanted to take my my post-secondary degree.
Nice.
And I think what really built that fire in me was my the first summer out of high school, I worked as a videographer at a summer camp.
Right, yeah.
Which was something that I loved, like seeing the results of their work already. And that really was a really enjoyable, good experience, and brought me into that realm.
Yeah, so you were at Barnabas, Correct. You
Yes.
were the videographer at Barnabas for a while. You had mentioned when you went to Stillwood,
Yep.
doing the seeing the videos there. I volunteered at Stillwood. I never attended Stillwood. I volunteered at Stillwood, and I was amazed at these guys' work ethics, especially the end of the week DVD.
Yeah.
Because Stillwood's a camp that, like, attendance wise, it's like over 100 kids go to this camp every week.
Oh, more than that.
Oh, way more.
Like,
they crank out a weekly video for every student, and like the computer they edit on has like 12 disk drives to like burn the DVDs on. Literally. And like I only saw the AV room there at Stillwood once. Pardon me. And it like that it was like a space heater, that computer. It would cook that. It would be a sauna. Oh, anyway.
Winter day, nope, just turn on the PC.
Literally. Except it was summer and it was already 4,000 degrees outside.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about doing camp video. What were the main things you were scoping out? What did you enjoy the best about it? Like,
Yeah, so the guy who did the video at Barnabas for 2 summers before me was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so coming in there, I had really high expectations of myself to deliver. And I really enjoyed getting to know the families. So working at Barnabas, their kind of cap currently is around 100 to 115 guests, depending on whether people are in buildings or actually tenting. And so it's big, but it's small. So I would very easily get to know the families or the kids or whatever throughout the week. I could hang out, and so seeing a kid try riding's the wrong word, water skiing, like seeing like a 13-year-old water ski for the first time and having that fun experience, or seeing
and like documenting that.
And yeah, exactly. And getting to put that special moment in there, or seeing, a cute little 4-year-old picking strawberries or something.
We all love strawberries.
Strawberries are the bomb diggity. So, but getting to see the joy of small experiences and small things happening and capturing that. And then being able to showcase that and knowing that they're going to appreciate what I'm doing, that was really life-giving.
That's awesome.
In that role.
The format of Barnabas, you're there for the whole summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're full-time summer staff and in that position.
Totally, yeah.
9
weeks. Do the students roll over every week? Is it like a new camp every week like Stillwood is? Or is it more, or like Anvil Island I've been there. That they also do like a week by week basis, except the staff also rolls over every week.
Yeah. No.
What's it like for Barnabas?
So Barnabas is a family ministry. So it's whole families that are coming, and it is staff are there for 9 weeks over the summer.
Yeah.
11 weeks, 9 weeks of guests, 2 weeks of prep.
Totally.
And
got to mow the lawn.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that when there's tenters out there. So guests arrive like on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And they leave on a Friday sort of morning, like 11 a.m. kind of thing. And then there's like a weekend where you just mad dash to like make all the beds and do all that. But it's like guests arrive and so Barnabas is on an island, which is an interesting dynamic of people have to park in a church parking lot in Gibson's and then walk down a massive hill, hop on a boat, come over and enjoy camp. And then on the end of the week, go on back. And that means you got to load your luggage into like a trailer and put it on a ferry and get it. It's a process.
It's a bit of an ordeal. Yeah.
Yes. But as a videographer for that, like I would be capturing clips of people showing up, driving into the parking lot,
your first time at camp,
yeah, exactly, like leaning out of the window, waving.
Yeah.
So the staff doesn't turn around. There is a work crew, a volunteer work crew. That's a 2-week stint for youth age people, actually. So people from Journey Youth. If you're looking, if you're looking for a volunteer camp. Now, not this summer because of COVID and that stinks. But yeah,
future endeavors. Yeah, I know Anvil and both still would have similar opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a 2-week thing. There's the very first week is a 1 week, and then the rest are 2 weeks.
Because it overlaps with it makes it weird with the prep time, and you have like an odd week. That's why the first. Yeah. Dude, that's sweet. I served at several camps. I was primarily like a face figure though.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like I was typically in a position where people would normally like at Stillwood I was a camp counselor. Right. At Anvil I was program staff, but another year I was at Anvil I was actually work crew.
Okay.
A bit more of a behind the scenes role, and I think sometimes doing video at camp is like maybe not the most traditional thing you might think of when you're saying serving at camp.
Yeah.
What's that like? What's that like being not being the front and center? What's it like to do a volunteer position that isn't maybe like immediately upfront with people? Like you don't have to probably deal with as many people as like a camp counselor would.
Right.
Yeah.
And like half your work is sitting at a computer. In that role is sitting in a computer in a little office, like so yeah, exactly. So it was I have in my past history with working at different churches and doing stuff. Like I've done a lot of background roles, and working at camp in that sort of background role, like I didn't mind it. I felt I still had plenty of time to interact with the guests and get to know people and sit and eat dinner with them.
Yeah.
I did feel at times that I missed out on a little bit of like building relationship with other,
like the culture of it.
Yeah, the culture of like we come back, all the sort of leaders come back to the staff housing and have a meeting, but I'm out in the office in the loft grinding 20-minute film.
Grinding out a sweet skate edit for the boys.
Exactly.
No kidding.
No, like it was
totally
good though. But I do remember in my first, so I was videographer for 3 summers at Barnabas.
Yeah.
My first summer, the second week, a family had brought up a window fan because the buildings don't have aircon there.
Right. Yeah.
And they just gave it to me at the end of the week. Ooh. Which made everything so much better because I had my big desktop PC cooking me in a loft with no AC.
Hot air rises.
So they noticed what I did.
That's awesome.
And even if that's not the norm and I wasn't working for personal like notice, they appreciated it to give me a fan, and they became a fan of me.
Yeah, we love that.
But
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool knowing that in lots of ministries, there's lots of roles for all sorts of different people.
Totally.
Like I know that, like at Journey, I am a youth leader, but I also do a bunch of video work here. I do Mystery Prize. I do all the promos with.
You do
Nick.
more than me here.
Well, I don't know.
Much more than me.
It's my job. It's really cool to know that there's like plenty of opportunities for all kinds of people. Because I know that there's, I know when I first started volunteering at youth, I really wanted to volunteer, but I didn't really know how to outside of doing worship, like being in part of the band.
Right.
So it's really cool doing like setup crew. Like for you, it was like videography at camp. It's really cool to know that there's lots of different avenues to serve in
totally.
That way. Very, very cool.
And even like at camp, if you're more of an introvert, like my brother, he worked at the same camp, doing a job called Ensign, which literally the job was take out the trash and then go across in your little putt-putt boat to go run errands, pick up the mail if the kitchen says...
Refill the tuck shop.
Yes, exactly. Like,
I need you to go to the store and buy a whole box of Starburst.
Like, you need to go buy like 6 flats of Coca-Cola.
Right.
Like...
The staff are dying.
Yes. So that was perfect for my brother. He got to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Where his personality and his skills lent themselves to that job more. And that also is a very not front and center position.
Yeah, but
But it's valuable. It's so valuable.
It's so valuable. Trey, cool. We're gonna like swerve it on over to something else. You and another former leader, Christina Martinez. You guys are dating, which is Trey cool. Lately, because of COVID, you've had to do a bunch of, as the teens say, LDR, long distance relationship.
Yeah.
Like it's mostly because of travel restrictions.
Yeah.
What's been something that you guys have been doing, just like for some people who might have to be like dealing with this in the future? What's something that you guys have been doing to stay intentional with each other?
Yeah, so we made it a thing, especially when we weren't seeing each other for this past like 5 months in a row, which is a large chunk.
Very, yeah.
Where almost every night we would FaceTime each other.
Nice.
And every time when we went to end that FaceTime, we always said, "Tell me your 3 things," and we would tell each other or ask each other, "Hey, what are 3 things that made you happy or that you were grateful for today?"
Nice.
So even if we had a crummy day,
Right.
we had to tell each other 3 things that were positives. And they had to be not like talking with you. Like it had to be like okay, well,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, my dog was really cute today, or
Elliot the dog. We love Elliot the dog.
Elliot.
I don't. Okay. Side note, Christina. This is me admitting to something. I don't follow any dog accounts on Instagram. I do not follow Elliot the dog, nor will I ever, and I'm not apologetic about it. Anyway, continue.
No, but yeah, like, hey, what made you happy today?
Right.
What made you feel good? Like
an intentional check-in so that you guys can see light in a dark time.
exactly. And so that if we had a rough day, the whole call isn't just this sucks, this sucks, this sucks.
Yeah. It's not like everything's awful. Online school is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, making that call and having that communication, even if it was like some nights or some days, we would text sporadically throughout the day, but a healthy amount. And then, let's just connect for 15, 25 minutes.
Totally.
Something like that. It could be short, like 10, 15 minutes on some days. So
Right. But still, like, just making sure you carve out that time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. That's so good. Okay. What's something you wish you had known going into a relationship?
In like pre-COVID, like just in general?
Just in general. What's something that you would want to pass on to people? Like, what's something that you know now that you've been in a relationship? What's something that you would want other people to know, like to go in with?
I think go in with the heart to get to, like, honestly, just to get to know somebody.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if you lead with a heart that's so intensely like, you're beautiful and I want to know you, versus just like, hey, I think you're fun to hang around, and like, let's, like, oh, do you like cheesecake? You don't like cheesecake? Let's just get Oreos instead, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
and not be like, and not have that turn into, oh, you don't like cheesecake? All right, I don't like cheesecake now either. Like, you don't, it's
Right.
not like that, but like more of a,
like be authentic in that, and
be yourself.
Don't feel like, and I know I'm guilty of doing this, of changing, like, quote, changing who I am,
Right.
to sort of mold myself into what I think somebody might prefer, like even in just friendship, like almost lying about my personality or about my likes and dislikes, whatever. Just going into that relationship, being authentic, saying, yes, this is who I am, and we can agree to disagree about cheesecake, but at the end of the day, that's me, that's you. We'll get to know each other, and
you're both still individuals. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I think that's wrapping up our time for today.
Okay.
This has been so lovely. Thank you for coming on. Oh my gosh, I miss you dearly every day, and
It's very nice to see you after it's been several months since I've
Oh,
seen
it's
you
been
last.
several months. Half of this podcast is an excuse for me to hang out and chat with my friends. This has been Jay Lutz. What's your Instagram, my man? How can people follow up with you?
My personal Instagram is Jay the Survivor. It's spelt the American way.
No,
Jay
you.
_the_ survivor.
Yeah.
And then you can also Jaden.Lutz is my sort of portfolio, if that's where my photo stuff is.
Mr. Professional Pants.
Yes, but if you want to follow up with me or see cute pictures of my dog or my truck,
This guy with the dog.
Jay the Survivor.
Gosh. Perfect. Thanks for tuning into Journey Untitled Mystery Podcast. We'll catch you next time. Thanks so much.